What's up guys? Excited ako ngayon kasi may mga bagong romance manhwa na naman akong i-share sa inyo. Ready na ba kayo? Alright, this is my top 10 historical romance manhwa of 2023. Number 10, I will take responsibility for the welfare of the main lead. I possess a character in the novel I had been writing roughly for a year. A wicked woman who was destined to die horribly within the next 2 years. Is it the price for making the reader suffer? Anyway, the main lead was suffering from rolling over like a hoop. For the welfare of my creation, the four main lead, and for my survival, I got a job at the mansion as a maid. And now, after all, I want you to be the mistress of Blackwell Grand Duchy. The whole family of the Grand Duke likes me. Even the Grand Duke is obsessed with me. The lady and I are engaged. Yes? Since when? My children and I need Lady Sherwood. I have no intention of letting her go. What's wrong with everyone all of a sudden? The plot is not extraordinary but still good. This manhwa and I become the wife of the main lead is quite similar because the female lead both reincarnated into the novel they wrote before. Number 9. A Transmigrator's Privilege. It's the era of transmigration. I wanted to possess the body of rich young lady in Rofan child care novel and live while receiving lots of love. I possess someone inside an infinite return novel called Return Until the World is Saved. Forget being a young lady from a prominent family. I will soon be ruined because the survival difficulty of the novel work is S-class. I become the extra Ilet, the young daughter of a servant in the Count's manor. We are poor, but it's a happy life between a kind brother and a good father. Even the guard of the Transmigration Management Bureau are openly fond of me. I'm living a life full of confidence. On top of that, I accidentally bought the Afterlife Insurance full package just before my death. I level up with a high-speed growth buff and diligently destroy the original plot. Thanks to plenty of special privileges, I became to give the satisfaction for all the frustrated readers of the original work. You wipe your face with dirty hands. Don't be surprised. It's because I have an obligation to be kind. And then, there's the protagonist who's still nothing more than a handsome pushover, the ceiling. Why is he being this crafty with me? The plot is interesting and unique. The humor is also great. Kudos to the author. Number 8. Princess of Animals. I'll be the voice for the animals. Though Elise is forced to live in isolation, she doesn't feel alone thanks to her ability to communicate with animals. This is until she's sent off to marry the ruler of what's known as the land of the barbarians. What adventure and danger await Elise in this strange new world? The story is interesting and pure in my opinion. Being sold to gain power is common in some manhwa, but this one has great quality that can hook you in the first few chapters. Number 7. I Raised the Black Dragon. Did you just imprint on me? After dying from overwork, Noah ends up possessing the body of Eleonora, the villainess from a novel. Noah simply wants to lead a peaceful life and tries not to interfere with the original story. That is until a baby dragon that meant to imprint with the heroine imprints with her instead. This manhwa is overloaded with cuteness. I still remember when I first saw this one and it only have 1 chapters, and now I'm so happy that I can finally binge read till chapter 50. Number 6. I found a husband when I pick up the main lead. Her family used all her money for her extravagances and luxuries and brought a crisis of bankruptcy. While trying to figure out how to pay off their debts, she found a leaflet from the Duke looking for a lost child. The reward is so much money that you can play and eat even after you pay off all your debt. Following the memories of reading this book, right away the soul picked up the boy who was caught in the trash in the poor village. She took the lost Raphael and went to the Duke. This is the child the Duke is looking for, Duke Chester said, looking at me with a doubtful glance. I need confirmation, so you should stay with the child in this house for the time being. The strange cohabitation of the 3 people started like that. However, Raphael keeps thinking of me as a mother and won't let her leave. Let's get married. The Sal was shocked by the unexpected words. Are you insane? Did you drink? 1 year. If you perform a contract marriage for 1 year, I will pay you 10 times the amount of the rewards you are given. Can I call you honey? And the contract marriage and the marital life begins. But why are my eyes constantly changing? Why do you keep coming every night? Everything is so chaotic at first and I love the art. Number 5. It was a mistake, Grand Duke. Vivian Louise is a 21-year-old daughter of a count, a sweet and seemingly harmless girl who has only one guilty pleasure in life, thirsting after her crush, the breathtaking handsome Grand Duke Lennox Elpidion Glenn. For her, it was love at first sight at the tender age of 14. That's when she began obsessing over him, creating endless work of fan art and fan fiction. Then one day, an accident with her best friend's magical crystal ball makes the unthinkable come true. The Grand Duke is kidnapped and tied up in her bed, and he's telling her that she's the kidnapper. Scrambling from a way out of the scandalous bind, the two agree to act like a couple. They even sign a 1-year contract, but Lennox seems to want more than a fake relationship. A full-blown romance is on its way. Could it be that her wildest fan fantasies will come true? The story starts from a mistake. It reminds me of the manhwa called What's Wrong With You, Duke in the first few chapters. The female lead is really adorable and the usual fangirl. Number 4. She is the older sister of the obsessive male lead. In this life, I was born with a golden spoon in my mouth. I thought my future would be bright. As a matter of fact, I didn't realize that the place I reincarnated into was a discontinued R19 tragic BL novel that my friend wrote. And of all things, I become the older twin sister of Lisandro, the crazy obsessive yandere male lead who horribly brutally murdered the sickly prisoner Frey at the end of the novel. If I didn't remember this, I would have just jumped into the sunset, blissfully unaware. With a suitcase in one hand, I flinched and looked behind me. The mysterious beautiful Frey came towards me with a bright beautiful smile on his lips. In no time, he towered over me with his tall, lean body. Where are you going? Where... Don't ask. I wanted to say this firmly, but I just wore a smile instead. Frey, who kept staring at me, tried to grab my suitcase. Taking aback, I held onto it tightly. In return, I heard a refreshing, clear laugh. Let me hold it for you. No, I'm fine. Why? Oh, I get it. You're trying to escape. Am I getting in your way? The hand holding the suitcase flinched. As he looked at me with an eerie smile, he looked exceedingly dangerous the more he stared. There was eyes glistening behind his golden irises. You thought I wouldn't know? His large hand wrapped around mine and held the suitcase handle tightly. Just to avoid me and that bastard. You're trying to run away. His harsh words didn't match his aloof expression. It spelled trouble. If you disappear from my sight. The gentle and feeble sickly prisoner suddenly became the obsessive yandere himself. The female lead has strong will to change the flow of the story, being reincarnated in a BL story where the villain is her one and only brother. Number 3. The Price of Breaking Up. The price of breaking up, clearly, it was a joke made by God. The companion of Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, is the precious daughter of Marquise Luteria. How could the oracle be mistaken? As soon as I was born, I was chosen to be the Crown Princess and have lived there. But everything changed overnight. Power, status, and perspective of people, I thought only his love wouldn't change. However, he did not hesitate to notify me of the annulment of marriage, and that is how it ended between us. Giving up everything was a lot easier than I thought. Speaking of the owner of the temple, I wonder if you remember me. He who had the greatest divine power of empire reached out to me. Can I hold his hand? The female lead is smart and knows how to manipulate people. There is over 20 chapters available and I'm excited to know what will happen next. Number 2. Please marry me again, my husband. In the middle of the sea of a yellow flowers in the garden is my husband, Cardi. You told me you liked these flowers before. A sweet man who remembers words spoken in the past and makes a field filled with daffodils. Even if it could be quite selfish, I'm happy every day knowing that I won't lose you. Even if I die on your behalf, I've never regretted being your partner. on the 30th year I've lived. These 10 years with you have been the happiest. People will call it a tragedy, but the most peaceful time of my life was my time spent with you. I love you, Cardi. Even if I go back in time, what I have to do is decided. I'm going to meet Cardi again. The story is interesting, and of course I like reincarnation manhwa the most. The male lead is a green flag and the female lead is so adorable. The art style is also pretty nice. The first few chapters is really heartbreaking, that's why I think this one will hook a lot of readers. Number 1. The Broken Ring. This marriage will fail anyway. When 6 years old Ines laid eye on the handsome heir to House Escalante, she promptly made the boy her fiancé. Since noblemen are all the same, she figures she might as well choose a pretty one. But Lord Carcel isn't ready for this sort of commitment just yet, and he spends the next decade and a half avoiding the marriage at all costs. Luckily, that's no trouble for Ines, as this marriage failing is exactly what she wants. In fact, he has her blessing to sow his wild oat as long as he stay out of her business. Unfortunately, being a playboy isn't as fun when your fiancé gives you a permission. And doesn't this mean she's cheating on him too? Now, Carcel is determined to change Ines' mind about him and prove he can be the husband she's always wanted. Another incarnation manhwa that I consider to be a masterpiece. I enjoy every panel. I like how things progress right now and I can't wait for the next chapters. It's funny how handsome the main lead in others' point of view but absurd looking in Ines' view. And that's the end of our list. Did you find a good historical romance manhwa to read? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more manhwa recommendations. As always, thank you so much for reaching the end of this video and see you on our next video. Bye bye!